This is Peggy Anne Salz. This is Business of Apps, and this is an opportunity to speak with some of the leading companies driving profitable growth in a very different way because we're in a different age right now. My guest is Ankit Gupta, a Vice President at Netcore, and we're talking, as I said, about growth. You're head of growth. How do we define growth differently now? Because it is very different than, say, a year ago.
Well, growth has taken a different shape in different era of life. If you go back 10 years back, growth was all about, getting funded from VCs and then, acquiring more customers, not looking at profitability. But growth after the COVID era, for that matter, growth has become more focused on profitability, scalability, at the same time ensuring that you are profitable. This is where the growth definition in the last 4 or 5 years have drastically changed, in my opinion.
And the other point is that, as you mentioned before, the VCs and others in the industry, they don't just want profitable growth, they want it faster. And Netcore is focused on building a platform that gets companies, gets marketers there faster. What do you mean by faster? How are you doing that? How are you accelerating this? Because, again, it takes time, but you must be focused on some aspect of the customer relationship and moving that forward at a higher velocity.
Netcore, we are an AI-powered marketing automation platform, which is built for brands like e-commerce in ensuring that they retain their customers and improve their engagement and they win the customer for life. Now, specifically what we do in terms of helping some of these brands to retain and engage with their customer is because if you see on the acquisition side, the marketing, the cost of acquisition has grown up drastically. The Facebook costs, the Instagram costs have gone up drastically. And thus, now a lot of brands are shifting their focus on their customer retention. We help brands to find out their best customers. Let's say if they've got a million user base, how many customers are their best customers and what can they do different to A, retain them, and B, get more customers fall in the same bucket. And we use AI methodically in terms of finding the best customers, at the same time anticipating brands. Okay, these are my segment of users who might churn. Because the whole philosophy of the product is, because acquisition has gotten very expensive, how can retention be my next acquisition? So this is the whole philosophy on which we are building, and it could be across application, it could be making your emails very interactive, it could be using AI at the core. So let's say if you want to talk about I know I have got a subject line that I need to talk about, but can AI give me more recommendation basis my past behavior with the customer and give me more ideas on how can I make my campaigns more interactive and more engaging, is what the whole platform is today being built upon.
So obviously AI, very important, as we know, in this, but a number of companies are doing it and speaking about it. So help me understand how you're doing it differently. Are you looking differently at the user signals? Are you having a focus on perhaps different modeling techniques? Something is standing out, allowing you to say, yes, these are the very valuable users, or the ones about to churn. Say they are showing the pre-indicators of churn, and something needs to happen. So it's not just the idea of segmenting the users, but also activating them. So help me understand how you're doing it differently.
So let's say today the platform is very well designed to identify a set of users, or let's say segment of users who are about to churn, and a brand can very well create campaigns around it. It's an omni-channel campaign. Let's say you can do it from email, from app notification, etc. So you can basically create those campaigns around arresting churn. That's the messaging. Because if the system can allow you to arrest churn, so if you're able to read a dollar saved, it is a dollar earned, right? So if you're able to retain your customers who are about to get churn, you basically can drive more ROI, improve your customer lifetime value from that customer. So this is where the core of the core of the platform is built on that technology, and at the same time connecting it with ChatGPT, wherein use of GenAI, wherein giving instruction to the platform on, okay, how do I make this campaign, or help me draft a campaign which evolves around, let's say, more ROI driven, or which evolves around, let's say, how can I improve my conversion? So this is where GenAI comes into picture.
You said you cut the time, you accelerate it, you make it faster. How much faster?
Okay, some of the brands have seen up to 40% improvement in their customer engagement and retention using our platform. And when it comes to how soon, so and on the same side, some of the brands, most of the brands today are able to adopt to Netcore platform in less than 30 days. So give us 30 days, and you will see result after 30 days, wherein you and brands have seen up to 40% improvement in their overall sale and in the overall reduction in the customer churn.
That is significant, absolutely. How would I go about doing that with Netcore? So it's obvious that you have a platform. Is it for specifically e-commerce brands do really well in Netcore? Is it all verticals? And what would be like a first step? I might have to prepare to come to you. I might have to have done my homework. I can't just come to you and say, here, fix it. What do I have to do in order to get the most out of what you offer?
So we've been doing it for multiple sectors. E-commerce has been core for Netcore for many, many years now, and this is where the future of the company also lies in. But we also cater to some of the important verticals like BFSI, travel, hospitality, dating, job boards, etc. But yeah, the core. If Netcore is a body, e-commerce will be the heart of that body. So we are building it for e-commerce and going as deep as possible.
What do you see where marketers are getting this right? How would you say, for example, are they struggling? Are they getting this? Is what you're doing at Netcore more about educating the industry or more about enabling the industry?
So what we have seen is some of the marketers today with larger platforms, with some of the platforms they've been using, find one challenge, one problem in common. The problem is of agility in the platform. The platforms have so stiff, they've been hard coded, and hence some of these new age marketeers are not able to bring their creativity when it comes to campaign execution or let's say campaign ideas to the platform. Now this is where the platform has been designed to keep the Gen Z people in mind, and it is flexible so that it takes care of the need of the next generation people at the same time, and it does not cost a lot of money because we also focus a lot on profitability as well. But the platform is agile, it's flexible. At the same time, the more than 100 engineers and product team are working day in day out to improve the platform on a daily or weekly basis. So the mantra of the platform is be agile and be flexible, so that even the next generation people can adopt it like the platform has been built for them, and it is not a platform which was built 20 years back.
I have to say, I like your style. I like your interest, Ankit. You're very, very passionate about this. You talked about the motto of the platform. Let's talk about you. What's your contribution to Netcore? What's perhaps your mantra for what you're driving, what you're building there?
I've been with the company since 2010, so almost 13 years with the company. And if I were to tell you one thing that I've been doing consistently in the last 13 odd years is understanding customer problem and trying to solve them with the product. That's it. I have never tried to hard sell any product, but we're just trying to understand the problem and see how can we solve it in the best possible manner for our customer. My single mantra for last 13 years.
So problem is what? Is it we want instant gratification, we want 24/7, we want to reduce friction. I mean, I've read all the customer engagement reports and things, from all of the companies, and it sort of comes across that customers are very demanding. That's going to put a lot of emphasis also on prediction, understanding, anticipating, not just serving. Where are you taking Netcore to that next level of understanding without asking?
Customers today are very demanding. Gone are the days when they want to send an email to a support and wait for a ticket to be responded. That's why we built something like chatbot on the platform. We have got CSMs on ground working with the team. And they're not just like another marketer. They basically co-own the customer KPIs. So we basically want to be the friends with our customers. We want to be perceived, and we are being perceived as the extended marketing team of our customers. So they see Netcore not as a vendor. They see as Netcore as partner in growth. And this is the culture when it comes to supporting our esteemed customers. We follow at Netcore. In fact, 1,000 people at Netcore follow every day.
That's quite a team. That's everything. All moving in one direction. You're saving customers, helping them reduce up to 40%, right, of their increasing retention, reducing cost. You're growing yourself as a company. I've read the reports. I think you were in the Forrester or Gartner quadrant, right? Okay, very well done, very well done. So let's imagine we meet up next year, which I would hope.
Absolutely.
What do you want to be telling me about yourself and Netcore?
I hope I'll be talking about at least 50 more brands in the Europe where we have been able to help them improve their activation and engagement. Plus, I think next year from the product side, how well we have adopted GenAI on the platform. These two things I think I'll be more happy to talk about in April 2025 when we meet again.
Ankit, you're on, and I'll be happy to hear about it. So awesome. Thanks so much.
Thank you so much for lovely talking to you.